It is heavy hitter time. Peter Kagis of the Boston Phoenix, a man who's getting ready to go see Robin Hood this weekend.
I hope so.
Cosmo Macero of O'Neill & Associates, a man who can't wait to Netflix Men in Tights and show baby Cos it for the first time.
I've seen Robin Hood,
We're men in tights. Come on, Cosmo.
Thumb and a half up or two for Robin Hood.
I liked it as well, actually.
I'll give my report next week.
All right, we look forward to that. Now, how about your report on the president yesterday? You saw him. You've probably heard the quotes by now, in case you missed it. On a television show, President Obama says the following, and actually just look at the bottom line. That's the key one. We talk to these folks because they potentially have the best answers, so I know who's mass to kick, shall we say. Cosmo, gut reaction to the president kicking some mass.
You know, when you say you want to kick butt or you're going to kick butt, you say it so people say, oh, he can kick some butt. So we'll see what the president does ultimately. Although I got to say, he's already put two in the hat to the head of the agency that oversees offshore drilling. So he has kind of kicked some
yesterday
butt already.
After.
Yeah, but that's federal bureaucracy. But let's see if he can really kick some private sector butt. The CEO of BP is getting his butt kicked already by the rest of the world. Death threats, threatening letters, and
I
such.
suggest crucifixion.
Well, is this a case of the president crying wolf here, Peter? I mean, we've heard tough talk, not only from this president, but the previous president as well, and we never see any butts get kicked. We never see any heads roll. We just hear more tough talk. Doesn't he sound like a Texas cowboy here?
I hate to say it, yes, there is an element of that there. Look, we've got what appears to be, maybe after 3 Mile Island, the greatest environmental threat / crisis in the nation's history. No one was prepared for it. The United States government was not prepared. Most important of all, BP and Halliburton were not prepared. Someone's butt has got to be kicked.
Well, his is getting kicked because the latest poll says 69% of the people do not approve of the way the government's handling this situation. Is that why he's starting to sound a little more agitated, a little more aggravated, and has got to be the tough talking sheriff?
I think that exceeds the negatives on President Bush during Katrina. So he's got to see the political ramifications here. The problem is, They do have the best minds in the world working on the problem. It's unprecedented.
James Cameron.
And including James Cameron. And you know, we know there's an end in sight a couple of months down the road, but we need action now. Did you just call the president a Texas cowboy or a goat roper?
In Texas, we call that kicking mass.
Rope and goats.
Yeah. Well, that's not as bad as Helen Thomas, but let me make a point
here.
We'll
get to her in a second.
Let me make a point here. It's very interesting to see Cheney's daughter criticizing the president for not doing enough. In other words, the Republicans don't like big government until they're out of office, and then they do. More of her hypocrisy is if she were to read Chapter 5, it's not exciting reading, but Chapter 5 of the energy policy program that her father presided over, you should find a call for massive deep offshore drilling because the technology is almost foolproof.
And her father, remember, President Bush saying, if I find anyone participated in this Scooter Libby situation, heads are going to roll. I'm still waiting for heads to roll on that. By the way, when you see the Obama clip of him talking about kicking some ass, watch how much he blinks. Maybe I've seen too many lie-to-me's, but I'm not sure he believes what he's saying.
Give the guy credit. A head rolled. He put two in the hat to this agency head. It's something.
Wow, it's something. Let's talk about Helen Thomas. You just brought her up. Hate to have her rear her ugly head here, Peter, as the saying goes. But she retired, quote unquote, yesterday after getting in more than a little hot water over some comments about Israel. Your thoughts on the late journalist Helen Thomas?
Listen, Helen Thomas should have hung it up 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I would vote for 15 years ago. You know, this image of her as the lovable curmudgeon, I have never understood. You know, whoever they are, they who've been proponing, it's about time she retired. What she said is truly unfortunate. She's an old lady.
Isn't this a case of, like, you have the uncle at Thanksgiving every year, Cosmo, that skirts the line because you know he's a little off, and then there's that one year where it's like, okay, no more uncle at Thanksgiving. She just pushed it one too too many times.
Yeah, you know, I, like many others, I've grown weary of the whole doyen of the White House press corps routine. Helen gets the first question. That her role was to basically sit there and ask sort of a tough, sort of wisecracker question, and that was it. As far as breaking news, she couldn't break a story in the past 20 years if the thing was made of glass. So she hasn't really broken many stories.
Are you suggesting she broke a mirror but not a story, Cosmo, with
perhaps,
that glass reference?
She hasn't really broken news, I don't know, since maybe the Johnson administration. So I think it was time, and the time has come.
Johnson was going to kick some butt.
Andrew Johnson.
Thank you.
That's right, Reconstruction.
Quickly to the mayor. He is in the paper again today saying that the city council should not approve this firefighter contract tomorrow unless there's more concessions and more dealing going on. Your take on the mayor and what he's been doing, Peter?
The mayor is right. These concessions, while welcome, are not enough. The very idea of paying firefighters extra money to show up sober and straight is an outrage, an affront to the taxpayers of Boston, and it's an affront to common sense.
30 seconds, Cosmo.
Firefighters made a concession already. They showed good faith. They followed the procedure of arbitration. They won an arbitration. The mayor needs to show some good faith also, and he hasn't done that.
The city council president scolds the mayor in the paper today, saying, what part of confidentiality does he not understand?
He has a point there.
He definitely has a point there. And why wouldn't the firefighters feel like look, they're getting jobbed again?
Mayor's point is, let's not create a new generation of entitlements here. Let's put an end to this payment for drug testing with this generation of firefighters. I understand that. But you know what? If you're going to do that behind closed doors, on the process of negotiating, do it correctly.
Does this get done before the city council actually has to vote on it tomorrow, Peter?
I don't know. One thing, it is too personal.
Boy, the council sure hopes so.
Yeah, exactly. You're dead on, Cosmo. Peter Kagis, Cosmo Macero, they are the heavy hitters. Quick prediction on Game 3 tonight, Cosmo.
Celtics. Garnett, return of Garnett.